Hey guys, so I'm finally here to film my 7 on Sunday. So I know this video is coming like 2 days late, but I just got really busy this past week and then I didn't have time to film, and obviously that meant I didn't have something to edit, and just like with work and other things going on, I just completely ran out of time. But I still want to join in on this video because I'm really excited to talk about some bad cover changes, because it is one of the worst things about being a book lover is when they change covers mid-series and then you have to either rebuy the new covers that you don't like or rebuy new covers that you really do like. But it is a bad situation a lot of the time, because I don't want to have to spend more money to have my books match, but I also can't just leave them. So I'm here to talk about some bad cover changes that I'm just not a fan of. I'm gonna put the photos up of the covers here because, like, obviously I don't own all of the different versions of these covers, but I do own like most of the time the original versions, but sometimes the newer versions. So I just think it's easier just to do photos, and some of my photos may not actually fit the whole frame because I saved all the photos beforehand because I thought I would have filmed, but then I didn't. But I'm still excited, just so you know that they might be cut off a little bit. The first one is for the ACOTAR series, because I am just not a fan of the new series. So these are the old covers, so obviously everyone knows these. You see Favor on every cover, she looks in fierce, she's looking great. I love these editions because it is so beautiful and it just looks so bomb, and how she keeps having the different outfits and it just works. And then you got the new covers, and I feel like it doesn't make sense to the series, and I don't know why they did this, because now the new books are going to come out in these covers, and like I didn't even care about the Nessia novel, to be honest, because I just don't like Nesta, and I do like Cassian, but like these new covers are really not making me want to buy the new books, because I'm like, F that shit. But I just don't like it because it's making it look like it's way more cultural than it actually is. Like, it's making it like seem like it's something that it's not, and it's really irritating me, and I just don't like it. Like, I know that they've kind of got the same color scheme, but it just doesn't feel right, and I don't know what was wrong with the old covers and why you needed to do this. The next on my list is for the Luxe series, and like I do think the original covers aren't the best, but they are better than the new covers that we got with the bind up. So the old ones are just like, you know, obviously trying to just make it such a paranormal team thing where we're all like on all the covers, and obviously trying to show the romance here. But then the new covers are just the thing with the weird face, and like the colors just don't work, and that made it just really annoying. And I don't think a lot of people would read these books based off the covers. I do have the editions of the new covers because everyone was recommending Jennifer L. Armentrout, and I really wanted to read these. So like the bind up is a good thing in a sense, because like it felt like I was only reading one book and there was only 3 that I actually had to read. But I just don't like them because they just don't look great. I just really don't like the new covers, even though I own them. The next on my list is for the Lunar Chronicles, another series where you didn't need to change the covers, and I don't understand why this happens. The original covers are amazing because they tell you which fairy tale each character's story is about. They are so simple, and this is the thing that I think about when I see the Lunar Chronicles. But the new covers are just weird. Like, I don't like them. I feel like they've made every character just look very strange, and I don't really like it. And like, yeah, there's aspects of all the girls there in the background and about their lives and everything. I just think that having the fairy tale retellings there very simply, instead of just having the main characters just looking very like weird, and like just the body shape just doesn't work, and I just feel like it just looks very eerie to me. I'm not a fan, and I just hate it when like series are like basically over and then they bring out new covers that just don't work, and I don't like it. The next on my list I have is for the Winner's Curse. I really do appreciate the original covers because I love the dresses and having Kestrel on the cover, and it looks really fun. But then the newer covers make it look like she's like this assassin-y type chick, when Kestrel was never a fighter. She was always a thinker, and she always used her brain and her smarts and everything, and she didn't really get violent or physical with things. Having Kestrel in the dress is really good because it shows that she's like obviously a beauty on the outside, but she is so smart and can really rip your shit up with her mind, and I love her. But these new covers just don't work. Like, I would not want to buy these covers, and I feel like people would be disappointed when they read the books because it's like, oh, she doesn't do a lot of kick-ass stuff, but like Kestrel's kick-ass. but the covers aren't perceiving it in the way that I like it from the original. The next one I want to talk about is the cover changes for Shadow and Bone. So I know that this is probably a controversial one because everyone loves the new covers, and I'm not saying that they're ugly. I just think that the originals were so much better. Like, I like that you can see the Russian aspects in it, and I like that they're just so simple, and I love the colors, and it just makes it seem so like eerie with like the suspense of what's going to happen. And I kind of think of like, even though it's Russia, for some reason I think of like the streets of Prague, you know, when it's all like foggy and it just has that like feeling to it. Like this is the feelings that I get when I look at these covers. But the new ones, like, you know, I just don't really feel much about. Like, yeah, I know that they have the different animals in every cover and what relates to each book and blah 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 blah. Like, I get the reason why that they changed it, but the originals I feel like are just so nostalgic as well. Like, even though I wasn't a big fan of the Shadow and Bone trilogy, the originals are just so much better. Next, I'd like to talk about the Mortal Instruments. So we literally did kind of go from bad cover to bad cover, but I just prefer the originals just for how nostalgic they are. Like, yes, Jace is shirtless on the first one and you get every character and everything, but this is what the Mortal Instruments is for me, and I really appreciate these covers. But what annoys me is that the new covers aren't that different. Like, we still have every character on there doing the same kind of shit. Like, they didn't improve it. Like, they didn't improve it at all. And like, yeah, they changed it, but it's so similar that it really annoys me. Like, if you had a major cover change to make the covers really beautiful, I feel like I would want those covers and it'd be really, really cool. But just because that they don't match, and I find that, like, did they change them for like the Infernal Devices and the Dark Artifices as well to make them more match or not? I feel like when you start changing covers in a world this big, it is very, very hard to keep up with. So I'm just not a fan of these newer ones, and I know that there is some prettier versions of the covers, but they don't do it for all the books. So I feel like if they did a major like cover change of every single thing out there, it'd be like, holy shit, who's gonna be able to afford that? But I just think that the fact that they didn't change it that much is what annoys me with these covers. And the last cover change on my list is for Rebel of the Sands. I'm just not a fan of this because the original is so beautiful, and like the colors and the swirls and everything, it just looks so nice, and you can definitely tell it's got the desert vibe. But then the new cover is just the chick on the cover, and I know that we all have issues with people on the covers, and I do get that, but sometimes I really like it, especially illustrated people on the covers. So when it's just a model standing there trying to look fierce, when like the original cover was so beautiful and you decide to ruin it with this crap ass cover, I just don't get it. Like, I don't get it. And I've only found a photo of the first one being done, so I don't know if they decided to not do this anymore, because hopefully they did, because the rest of the trilogy is as beautiful. Like, these covers are really, really good, and I like how they match and they just work so well that I was just so concerned that they just picked this crap ass cover to like change it with. So guys, that is all the bad cover changes I want to talk about today. Like, I honestly don't get that angry about cover changes a lot of the time, because sometimes they actually do a good job and other times they don't. This Sunday you'll see my favorite cover changes, because there is still some good out of the bad there, because sometimes they actually do quite a good job. So you'll stay tuned for that. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!